Hey guys, and welcome to the all new, all different rebirthcast, where we talk about comic books that come out this week on the podcast. Hope you guys enjoy. So we're gonna jump straight into it. The first comic we have is the only indie book. One is another book is a crossover book, so it's kind of indie, kind of not. But first, the only indie book came out this week was a Archie comic by Tom DeFranco. I don't want to say DeFranco. I think DeFranco. If I'm saying that wrong or it's just spelled wrong. He used to do some stuff for Marvel, really cool, back in the day. And this is Reggie, all new, Reggie and Me, number 3, Archie Comics. I really like the cover. The cover is the cover. It's drawn by the artist. I really like it. It's a really good cover. So let's jump into it. Issue 3 of this book that's actually going to be ending this week if it comes out. It says issue 5 comes out this week, so this will be the last issue. It's only 5 issues, but I'm excited to read it. The book has been actually surprisingly really been enjoying it. When I first saw it, I'm like, okay, cool, Reggie and some book. I'm gonna check it out. It's in my box or something I want to check out. Yeah, I'll pick it up or one I'm interested in. So I'm picking it up and I really enjoyed this. So I'm glad I've been picking this book up. So let's start off. Let's see. I want to see the first page. Okay, the first page is kind of showing you stuff that's going to happen. Him gonna get beat up by some bullies. Reggie and Me in and Know Your Enemy. That's what the book is about, him learning about his enemy. It shows him out by the football field. See Moose's girlfriend, Meg up in the stands and wants to go and talk to her. And the dog tells he can smell something. There's a bunch of guys under the bleachers who are from, surprising you can't see him, because I'm looking, you can see him right there, clear as day. I don't know how he didn't see him, or he's just blind, but if anybody didn't see him, they're from the rival football team, and they want to mess stuff up, and he's talking to her, and how, stuff about how Moose is not as bad as he seems. He's a sweet and quite sensitive guy. And a lot of it, you get the dog who is narrating stuff, in these little boxes, because he obviously can't physically talk. But I think it's cool when it shows some stuff. And practices where they go down, stuff. And so he's saying, hey, you used to go date Betty and stuff. And no, not my type, not my type. And then the bullies, the guys from under the bleachers, so basically bullies from the other team are coming in to, mess stuff up so they can win, or try to steal their strategies and stuff, so they know what's going to happen, so they can win the game. And obviously, Moose and one of the other guys, I'm trying to see, is it Moose and Chuck? I'm trying to look if it says who the name was. Yeah, I guess. I think it was Moose and maybe Chuck, the other guy's black. I'm just assuming it's Chuck. I'm assuming it's both of them coming in to stop the bullying, because I think Betty sees it and goes and tells them, and everything works out in the end. And I'll have it all, and then Moose says, do you want to come over to my house after this whole thing? And he's like, absolutely. And then they go walking on the street and they see Archie, he trips and falls, off Archie being a goofball. And you see him down here looking at his back. I'm like, that does not look right in that panel on the bottom, because the way he tripped and fall, but then you see him there on the ground. It's it looks like he broke his back or something. His head should not be. It does not look right. But then the way it didn't look right, but now I'm thinking about it, it doesn't look as bad as I think it is. But I feel he's seriously endangered himself. Even in these new Archie books, he's still he's a little bit of a klutz. He's not as big as a klutz, but he's still a klutz, and I don't know how because these are more serious books, so I don't know how he's not dead or really hurt. Sometimes he does get really hurt. And then it shows the next page. We see them at Moose's house, and he has a big family. He says he's the oldest of 5, so he has 3 brothers and 1 sister. And he lives in this house that's kind of small. I mean, not a big house, but it's decent. It's an okay sized house, but for that size family, it's maybe a little small. And talks about he helps them with homework and stuff. And they go into his room, find out he's an artist or something. I was like, I did not know that. Or if this is a new thing they did for this. I don't know if they've established this in other comics and they're just hey, Moose was an artist, and we're gonna continue that trend. And he's actually really good. And if you look at the pictures, but obviously the pictures are drawn not really by Moose, but by the artist. You know what I mean? Because like it's hard to say like, oh, Moose is a really good artist. Like it's weird to say that because this is a comic, so it's drawn by the artist or whatever. So I can make his art look really good or really bad. So really, truly, I can make everybody an artist if I wanted to. But I said he drew a picture of his girlfriend Meg, because he's gonna give it to her as a present, and then Reggie, the sly guy he is, takes the paintbrush and was gonna like do like slash, like shake a paintbrush and mess it all up. And the dog growls at him. His dog Vader growls at him. Good name. And then she's like, "Yeah, beneath me." And he's like, "Yeah, that's you." And I'm like, I'm not that bad. I'm not that mean of a person. I'm like, I guess I mean that's beneath me. Like, yeah, that's beneath me. That's kind of maybe going too far. And he sees Archie and he bumps into him and spills the ice cream on him that he had. And then we see, what's it called? Betty there, and she's like, yeah, you did it on purpose. He's like, nah, you're crazy, Betty. The dog smells something, and then we see that he swiped Archie's phone, so he gets Archie's phone, and he talks about a plan of he's going to text stuff to Meg, and kind of get Archie into a fight with Meg to get kind of in a fight with Moose. You know, get it into a big like fight thing between Archie and Moose. Like, hey, you getting my kind of go after my gun and stuff. And then the dog smells something, and then he gets just pulled in, and you see all these guys about to punch him, and then the dog starts yapping, and he like kind of wants. I guess if he kicks the dog or kicks like close to him, and the dog like gets out of the way. But then Betty comes over and says Moose and Vic. Okay, the other guy's name is Vic. Moose, Vic. I found the Central Spies. That's the other team, and they start running away because they don't want to deal with him. They're like, "Oh, we're back!" And he's like, "Whatever, we're back." He's like, and she's like, beats me because he just played as like, I'm not actually gonna help. He didn't actually help Cooper and everything. And the dog's like, I don't understand it. Reggie said like Moose is this big bet, and now it does some narration with the dog. We're saying like Moose was this guy like who is big, mean, belly. Moose was a brainless beast, and Betty was an enemy. And he's like, my Reggie, because she got me from a pound, would never lie about anything. And if you know anything about Reggie, he lied a lot, but. Then he's like, is he lying? Like, you're kind of getting that he's not 100% for sure about this now. He's like, they're trying to be nice and help him. Like, I'm confused on what is like, is Reggie actually the nicest guy in the thing? And then it's like, then it ends with the end finale. What I feel like that's weird. The book has been doing that. Either ends with nothing or it ends with like the end or the end finale. Like, if this is the 5 community, why don't you just we continue with each one? That would be cool. Then it has the stuff for Riverdale because the new show is coming out. It has a bunch of stuff for that. And so these issues end with a cover gallery, and it shows all the variant covers. This one only had 3. All pretty cool. None of them were bad. And then so check out what's coming up. Archie 18 will be in a video soon. Jughead 16 will be in another episode. Those will both be in an episode of this podcast. Disney Podcast not reading that, but it's not that it's bad. Just I'm not reading it. I'm not read it. Like if I read it, I'm not gonna pick it up because I have too many books I'm getting right now. But I'm getting more than enough books. But next is issue 4 has a cover for that. So that's really cool. Reggie, all new Reggie and me. I'd pick it up. Not a bad book. The new Archie book's actually pretty good. And this one might be my second favorite. My favorite I think is Jughead. And I think this one comes in a close second. Like this comes second, and then Archie, and then like some of the other ones, like the Riverdale, and then the Moose one shot, and some of the other books. This comes in a complete second for me. I'm surprised I like this book. I would like to see this into a series because Reggie's actually not that bad. I would totally pick it if there was a series. I would totally continue getting this if this continued on to a series or something. I would totally get it. But let's jump into this, and now we're going to be talking about the one more comic that came out this week. Gwenpool number 13. This is cool. It's her with her old teammates, like, I can't remember the names. Badrock? Not Badrock. That's the guy from Youngblood. Barak the Leaper, and the rest of the team who worked for Murdoch. They all got captured, and they're in this, in arcade, an old villain from the Eggman I'm all trapped in this thing and they have to do a game and see what's like, oh, this is like a Dungeon and Dragon kind of thing, we gotta stop this. I know it's behind this arcade. And when the book starts off, because the end of the last issue we saw, it had Deadpool in it. I'm like, pretty cool, it ends with Deadpool. Finally, Gwenpool and Deadpool are gonna meet, this is gonna be freaking awesome. And it starts out, the front page was really cool, like little references. We see Bob, we see the Walrus, and we see this other guy. I don't really know who he is. I'm kind of looking for sets. I don't know. He's probably another character who's been in Deadpool, another character in the Deadpool series. And it's cool to see these Deadpool characters for just one page, just as a little referencing and having them do some jokes. Then we see Deadpool fighting Barrack the Leaper, and Gwenpool and him fighting. He cuts into Deadpool, and it's really cool to see this fight. And it's like. And then Matt. His name's Matt, I think. The guy who does the science stuff. He's like, I'm gonna say this because it's really cool. Gwen, Deadpool was a famously crazy and yet unlikable. Okay, I'm gonna say, Gwen, use your comic book knowledge on him. What are his secrets? Well, that's the problem here, Mega Tony. For some reason I thought his name was Matt. Maybe his name is actually Matt. Oh wait, it's Tony, that makes sense. I'm probably thinking of another book. I know somebody in one of these books is named Matt. I don't know why. And then he says, I don't read Deadpool. And he's like, what? Totally. And he's like, what? You kidding? I totally thought that's what you were doing. I don't know, it's just a little too slow memes for me. And wait, is that how you see me? I mean, kind of. I don't think a lot of people Gwenpool is not the same as Deadpool. I think they're similar, but Gwenpool definitely has her own style to it. It's not just a rehash of Deadpool. It's kind of, I think she's her own character, kind of, too. And then we see them all fighting Deadpool, and it's like, this is not how you play. And then you figure out, hey, look, here's a little board thing, a little board game for and then he starts playing all the characters. He gets the sword and everything, and then they start fighting, and they start getting into this, and she has the board and everything, so you can see her making moves and doing everything, and just getting into a fight, being kind of getting Deadpool's skills, and doing a bunch of cool shit. It was just really cool to see them walking all together. Your book, oh, I see. It's I guess it's just, that's cool. I guess it's just because you're a guest star in my book. Your book, oh, I see now. And you see, it's oh, you're just like me. And then he realizes what's going on. And he takes a little board with all the little characters on and just cross it. And kind of realize, hey, you're like me, so I can mess around, do all this shit. I know what's going on. I would say Gwenpool is definitely I would say, a lot of people say it's Deadpool hero. I would say Gwenpool is a hero 100%. I think, I'd say almost maybe more than Deadpool, but I haven't been reading a lot of new Deadpool comics. I don't know how. But I don't know. I feel he's more like a hero than Deadpool in the sense that I think Deadpool's a hero, but we've only seen her for so long, and he hasn't really, I would say, been a villain, really. I wouldn't call her a villain. I would say she's in the middle. And I think she's becoming more of a hero, what I kind of like. And stuff, and it's just them fighting, and then they realize just live here, don't we? And it's they kind of talk and stuff, and they, whatever, yeah, let's get out of here. And okay, it's uh-oh, they're gonna come and get me. And then they go, and then Deadpool's there, you see the little wall thing, and they break in, and then they fight Arcadia, and then she kicks Arcadia, and basically Arcade, and just beats him, and then they all walk out alive. Deadpool, Gwenpool, and her members of the old team with Monarch, they all get out alive, except for Deadpool's guys we saw at the beginning, where we don't really see what happened to them, but who knows, who cares? They're not that big of important. I don't think we've seen them in any of these new comics in a while. I have been reading Deadpool, so they might appear in some of those books, but I don't know. But Megatony's having a problem with his job, so he figures out, he has an idea of how to get, so he goes to Peter Parker Industries, and he gives him all these things, all these weapons and stuff he's made, and can use them as a way to, I don't know, manufacture all these weird items. He's done all these stuff. I was trying to see if it says anything. This is the kind of technology is. Idea how revolutionary the kind of technology is. And for the record, most of this technology is basically going. I find out how this is revolutionary because the most of this I've said is going back. Some of this isn't, but like, how are you? Okay, I understand that one because it looks like a gun with a thing on it that could be something in the potions, I could say. But some of this, I'm like, how is this revolutionary? Those look like teeth with like rocks with like string tied around them. But Nana walks out. He gets to be. He's okay. But then Gwenpool goes to find his ghost friend because he's still a thing. And he goes and finds him, and he's being hunted by his father and the rest of some other guys because they're like, hey, he's a ghost, and we don't like ghosts. And then she's like, oh, oh no, they don't believe. And then Gwenpool comes in and just beats them all up. Doesn't kill them or anything because obviously wants to fight. And he's like, how do you... And he's like, hey, Seal, Cecil, Seal. I can't say the name. I don't know why. How do you feel about being a real living boy again? So I'm assuming what the next word is. I have read the 5th issue. I kind of guess that's what the next issue is about. And it says, interest to be continued. And the next issue I have read, it has two newer characters. Actually, I noticed that we see Kate Bishop, who is Hawkeye. Really cool. I'm excited. I have read it, and it's really cool. And it has Ryback Ghost Rider. It was cool. And then we see, I can't tell if that's little on the one little bag here. So it's like, there might be a Hellcat. I'm not sure. Pasty Walker Hellcat. Don't know. But, yeah, cool. Gwenpool, issue 13. This is a book, surprisingly. I was like, on the book when I got the 5th issue. I was like, I'll give the book a shot. It looks kind of cool. It looked like something like Deadpool, but a little different. And surprisingly, the book has been doing really well, and it hasn't got canceled yet, because it's good. You want the book that a lot of people talk about Marvel having too many books, and I do agree they have a little too many. This one of the books is really good. I like it a little in Deadpool, so that's cool. I'm really excited to continue reading this book. I'm excited for the next issue, what comes out in the next couple of weeks. I'm really excited. And my nose is a little stuffed up, so if you hear me sniffling or anything, that's why. I don't know why. My nose is just a little stuffed up today. So, we're going to continue on this trend of awesomeness and read Suicide Squad issue 13. This is burning down the house, the final, I think, story arc for this. And I want to mention something. This book was... When I got this book, it was in plastic. I was like, okay, it's in plastic. Why? Why is this one, like, it has a plastic bag thing on it? It came with a special bonus comic. That's why. A comic of... it's an AMC special number 1, November 2015, of Into the Badlands, an Into the Badlands comic. I'm like, okay, cool, free Into the Badlands comic. Never seen the show. I don't know anything about it. I don't know much about it, if anything. I did get this, and I did read it to see if it was any good. I liked it. It was okay, even though I didn't know anything about it. It was okay. I'm probably going to get rid of this. I don't really care for Into the Badlands that much. And even if I did start watching it, there's something I'm like, I can get rid of this. I'm not going to be, I don't care. But I did want to save it so I could talk about it in the video. At least talk about it, like, hey, it came with this. I got it. Booty boop. So that came with it. It's not bad. It wasn't bad, but I don't need it in my collection because I don't watch the show. If I did, maybe I would keep it, but since I'm not, I don't care that much about it. So that's something I can technically sell. I'm going to take and sell or get rid of it, do something with it. Now we can move on to Suicide Squad issue 13. It starts off with, Flag and Katana that's still captured. And they're bleeding, they've been tortured and all kinds of stuff. And we can see Katana's sword is trying to tell us stuff. And then we see Harley Quinn just hit Deadshot in the face with the hammer because he found out he's the killer, the guy who killed Amanda Waller, and he's going crazy. You killed Waller, like you were a team, like I feel like they have become at this point like Harley Quinn's not really I feel like in this he doesn't feel as bad as like something like he does bad thing, but like we're a team, we're friends, all this kind of stuff. You know what I mean? Kind of thing. Like you killed her, like yeah, he felt something like especially. Also, when Hack dies, what is later in this issue, and I just spoiled that. I was not paying attention. I thought I forgot what issue this is. You got spoiled, but we'll get to that later. And then she tries to shoot her, and Killer Croc blocks the way, and then they start getting into a fight, and they all start screaming because the girl is now directing Shield, has this thing, the bomb in the head. So he did something to give the head maybe a little tase or something, to get them to all walk on the same side. And then we see them, and then the lights go out. Power, it's him, and then we see Hack going into the thing, the fight. this other guy, the other guy who's electronic, and I think he does beat him. It looks like. It looks like he beats him. I finally know who. And she finally knows. I finally know who and what's going on and everything. And we find out it is actually Deadshot. When he shoots what's called Captain Boomerang in the arm, incapacitates him. Basically, he says sorry, Hall, and my Uber and he hits Harley Quinn. Now we'll find out why he's doing this in the next issue. Whether we're really excited in the next 2 issues, I think. This is the one I think it is. Maybe the next 2 issues after the not next issue after this, but the one after that. Yeah, I think it's the final part for this story arc, right? What part is this? Did it say what part this is? This is part 3. Yeah, I think this is 5 parts. I don't think it's 4. Yeah, it's 5. We see him going through, killing people, trying to escape, and that's what this whole thing is of him. Just a couple pages of him escaping. That's basically what it is. And then we see Holly, and then towards the end of episode 3, and it says the little thing. And throughout this, we see some parts about Rasputin talking with Rick Flag and Katana about stuff. It's fun. That's where it ends. The first story arc, because this book is split up into 2 stories. I think it's weird because the first story is okay, cool, and ends, but then the next story is basically the next continuing the story. It feels like it's the next chapter. It would be the next chapter. It's continuing the story. But the first chapter was really cool, and the first story is drawn. The first story arc, the burning down the house story arc, is drawn by John Romita Jr. So cool. But it'd be a little weird when this is put into trade, I hope. For this story, you need to do this story, then this one, different. I know it might be the art changes and it looks weird in a graphic novel, but I think you have to do it that way. Because why do you have these other stories that kind of, like this one, will have a spoiler at the end? Some of these have spoilers at the end. These have more holy shit moments at the end of the second stories. So, now we jump into this one, and we see Harley Quinn and Hack there, and shit's going down, the prison's broken out, people are escaping, villains and other guys are escaping, and Harley Quinn, Hack, June Moon, and I think Killer Croc all go to this bar, and Boomerang, they go in just to go into this bar, and it's weird there's a dog there that reminds me, because didn't Harley Quinn have a dog? No, wait, that was a wiener dog, something different. Completely different, I was thinking of a different series, but all of them are there. And you two Hack, and he said some stuff to Boomerang, you two, I'm glad I saved you, look after yourself. It's you two Hack, he actually cares a little, yeah, you two. Boomerang is one of the guys, bloody, I feel he's one of the characters who's grown in this series. I feel a lot of characters grown in this series with oh, we're villains, but we're getting more, I feel they're getting more humanized. I feel more they care for each other at least, and the team, and you know what I mean? I like that. To kind of even though I'm in a while, it's going to be a dick. Then we're yeah, you're our dick, and we see Killer Croc leaving, and this I like the art for this. Although it's some things where I feel the art of this is weird. I think it's just because it's how it's colored. Certain images it looks they're more painted or something, and then the rest looks like a regular comic book artist. It was cool and stuff. Them talking about stuff, and. It's all the stuff needs to basically, yeah. And Harley Quinn basically says, clearly you're a hero. You're a hero. Clearly you're a hero. He knows it. And he's yeah. She really knows, you're a hero. And she starts crying, because that was a really thing to say, you're clearly a hero. And, that's a really, I think, an honor, even for a villain to say that. Harley Quinn I wouldn't consider a villain. She's kind of, most of the was what I kind of put in, I put in the middle. I wouldn't call them villains per se, but I wouldn't call them heroes. You know what I mean? Harley Quinn, I would say she could be more of a hero. Hack definitely was sometimes even heroes can die. What this book is gonna show here. Hack going back to the place and find out, hey, it's been you from all the start. This other version, the girl who's writing the Suicide Squad. It was her. She's the one now doing all this. Haircut? Oh, how do you say it? Harcourt, Haircut, I'm probably saying it wrong. And then we see she gets stabbed by Captain Boomerang. No, I'm the spy, Captain Boomerang. I'm who's the spy now? I could tell you because I know how this ends. I've read this story arc has ended now. This book comes out twice a month, so that's why I kind of know more about this book, because this is one of the only books I'm reading that comes out this is the only book I'm getting that comes out twice a month, so kind of yay, this book is cool. It's coming out quite some months. But, yeah, I'm excited. This is with next Deadshot versus Planet Earth, and there's nothing else in this book. And I think the book ends hacking down. I'm like, no, because we saw earlier, like, it was in the backup story, the next, with Captain Boomerang, and Hack talking, and I feel like very, like, oh, yeah, you too, yeah, have fun, and see, but... And I don't think he saw she was coming back. He kills her. It's a weird thing. And I don't know if he was really he was just doing what he said, but now when Wong came back, he's like, yeah, I gotta. Because after this, because it's not really spoiling, we see her get stabbed. Does he actually die? Yes. I think the first Suicide Squad member to die in this book. Not counting Boomerang because he came back. And it's weird because he's like Harley Quinn said, he's a hero, and I would say yeah. So we kill the good guy in this book. That's surprising. Nobody's head got blown off yet and stuff. Not counting Lobo in the Justice League Suicide Squad book. Nothing. So yeah, pretty excited. This book is really great, and I'm excited. It's been going great. It's a good book, I think, and it gave me those points where I'm like, I don't want Tack to die. I've grown to liking one character. Like, she's a new character that I don't know anything about, if she's been in stuff before or not. I think she's a newer character for the series. I like him, like, killing her. It's like, no, I know it's a Suicide Squad book, but you get to where you like the character, and when the character dies, even if it's a villain, you're like, no, don't kill that character. I really like her. And yeah, that's what the book ends. Really good, and that's on the big cliffhanger. That's what the book has been doing. This specific story arc I really like. Because each issue ends on a cliffhanger that's really good. Ugh. Sorry, my nose is a little stuffed up, like I said. Ugh, my nose. I'm stuff up a little bit. That's why if I'm blowing it, that's why. So now we're going to move on to, we have 2 more comics. Mother Panic by DC Young Animal. This book is really cool. This is issue number 4. The 4th issue in the series is up to, I think, number 6 now. Would be probably, I think that's what the first graphic novel is. These books are going to be 6 issues for each, because that seems to, was Kid Carson and, what's the other one I'm thinking of? Doom Patrol, that's the end of their first story arc, kind of. For Doom Patrol is, and Kid Carson kind of is, and it seems like that's where this book and Child Changing Girl is going to end. So Changing Girl first story arc ends at 6, and this one kind of has like 2 like story arcs, that's smaller story arcs, so it ends, it does, I think, 2 story arcs, and that's where it ends. We're going to open this up. This book is really cool. Let's open up. This is Broken Singers Part 1, new story arc. It shows off this place where there's a blast. It looks like a science place, like a science thing. Some type of science, maybe museum or something. It's just about to be open. And then the fire alarm gets pulled. Everybody gets evacuated. And this guy goes in and... basically, let's see, does he do what I think he does? Yeah, he plants bomb, the whole place blows up, and that whole thing was destroyed, and that's what we get. And I like how I like this little touch in the one panel, but so the place exploding, so it has like, it says boom, like, it's like a sound effect. I like it how the boom is also getting like destroyed, like it's getting like, that's getting blown up too, like, yeah, like that was, it makes it look like you're right on top of it, like, they had a big thing that said boom on top of it and the king exploded. I like it. I really like the art for this one too. It did change from the last story arc. Like this story arc's art is different, but I do like it and it does work. And now we see the main character, who, if I cannot remember, I can't remember her name. I don't know what her name is, and I can't remember her name. For some reason I can't remember her name, so I don't know why. I feel like I should, because I feel like... Yeah, Violent Page. Violent Page, that's who it was. Violent Page, yeah. And that's... Okay, Violet Page is the name of the hero. And she's on, like, it looks like some talk show, I guess, or something, where everybody's talking about her and stuff, because she's a pretty famous person. I wouldn't say billionaire, but she's definitely a person who has a lot, maybe not as rich as Bruce Wayne, but definitely a more rich person, has a, famous person. And then we see some stuff, a page that just kind of goes through some of her past and stuff I like, about her getting, like she's going to be sent to this school and stuff, and how she's sad and stuff about it. There's a school, and then we see, then we go back to, she goes back home and talks to her mother about some stuff. he said, I found the man who sent me away or whatever to this school, and she's gonna fight him and do some stuff. Then he gets into a costume, but frankly, a costume was one of those things. Like I think, like a costume, it's a unique costume. I think it fits DC Young Animal in their kind of line. It's just really cool, and I like it. I don't know why. One of the costumes in this one, I do like the costume, and this looks a little more different than it does in the first story arc. Like the second story, the art's a little different. It's not bad. I mean, it's the same, but it looks a little different because of the way the artist draws it. It's not bad. The head looks the same, but the other one looks more because there's more. This one has a little more cartoony art, if you know what I mean. Like, you know what I mean by that. It's not like a very. I'm not saying serious, but you know what I mean. It looks more. It's hard to. I don't know how to say it, but he goes into this place and finds like this giant place that looks like it's for little kids. You see on an arcade machine. One of them obviously is Pac-Man, and like a slide, a swing, a little thing, all this stuff. And then he gives another page, a backstory about her being, I guess, at the school, and a lot of the shit she had to go through. And it was not a nice school. This is one where I feel like Batman should have came in, or somebody should have came in and done something, but this could have been before. Stuff like that. They were maybe even people. Cause I'm assuming he's probably maybe the same age as Batman, maybe a little younger. I'm assuming he's a little younger than Batman, but still, it's at a point where probably Batman wasn't the crime fighter yet. Probably once he was in this school, maybe. Or was just getting into it, so they might not been able to stop it. But I feel like it's something that they would have stopped if they knew stuff about it, or maybe they didn't find anything about it. We see this other guy, him breaking stuff, computers, and then if you see this guy who's attacking, I want to take a look. I want to look at this person's face, because if it looks like, it actually looks like. The thing about this person's face is, he kind of looks like Violet Page's face. What's weird, because we know Violet Page is Mother Panic, who is at this place, so this other person looks like her. That's a little weird that he looks like her. I'm like, okay, it's probably something to do with the school, and did something to make this guy look like her. So that's kind of weird, and then they get into a fight, which is really cool. It's not a bad little fight scene here, and it's a little weird, but obviously this is actually really good. I mean, it's just a fight scene, but I like it. And it ends with him like crying and stuff, and her holding him, and it ends in a way where I'm like, okay, that's kind of, I like that. How it ends in like, oh, you didn't, like maybe he wasn't really the enemy. Then the whole place blows up again, and then the same thing, the boom thing. They have the word boom, but it's explodes. This one I like better because it's boom, and then like the boom, the text for boom, it's like also like broken in pieces, like it's blowing up too. I like that. It's a little touch. Great. And then we see this guy who has a bunch of rats as friends, and he lives, and we see him go down these stairs into this like cellar part. We find that the same place where Violet Page and her mother lives and stuff. And with to continue, and that's where this ends, the main story. There's a bonus story, we'll talk about that in a minute. But this was another great issue of this comic. It's really surprisingly good. This was the only, sorry if I paused for a minute, I was trying to think my thoughts. This is the only DC Young Animal book when all the ones that came out, when I was like, I'm not going to get it because I don't know anything about it. I don't know if I'm probably going to like it, but I'm going to wait. And I've been getting it since I got issue 1 and 2. I got those a book to my own. After I read those, I was like, I'm getting this book completely and honestly. It's a freaking amazing book. It's awesome. It's really awesome, and it's probably up there. It's a really good book. And it's cool to see a new character in comics. DC, so that's cool. Next we got, there's a bonus story, like I said, Gotham Radio, Scene 3. This is, Scene 3? Nope, Scene 4, this is Scene 4, 4th episode. And we get to see some stuff. We get to see her talking to, like telling her father about all the stuff that's going on. And we find out her father was a superhero. For a short time, he was a character called Odd Man. For the record, that's a pretty weird name, and his costume looks a little weird, but I like it. I actually want to see a comic of Odd Man now. I want to look up his, see if he was in any comic, because I like his costume. I like it. It shows to the last page, his costume. Like I said, the comic's only 3 pages, so I kind of basically told you everything what happened, and I could tell you everything that happened in a sentence. It's not that much. It's only 3 pages, and not a lot happened. Basically, I'm talking, and it's with to be continued. And yeah, this is a little bit of his origin, and this is drawn by Phil Esther, who has done stuff. He's done Green Arrow, he's done Nightwing, he's done a lot of great books. I really like his art style, so really awesome. Even though this is a short comic, it has ended, so I hope it's continued. Gotham Radio continues, because I felt like it ended, but I feel like I would love to see a little Oddman comic. Do that in this book, like add that, like as a little thing, like do maybe a bonus comic of Oddman, like do every issue you get like a chapter to Oddman and telling his like origin story, but in more detail, or him coming back, somebody else taking up the mantle. I would actually like that. I don't know why I want to see this weird character. That's cool. And it also has character fights at the end of Cape Cost and the Whisperers. Like I said, I think in the last issue they had those two. Every month it seems to have the same ones. Bonus stuff when it comes to the character fights. So yeah, Mother Panic, really good this week. And it is a good, I think, starting. I wouldn't say it's the best starting point because it is a newer character, a lot of people. But it is a first part one of a new story arc, so it is kind of a little easier to jump in with that. So check it out if you want to check it out. Last book is probably my favorite book, maybe. What book came out? Yeah, this is probably my favorite book that came out this week. Obviously, Justice League / Power Rangers. This is by DC Comics and Boom Studios. That's why this is kind of also an indie one, because it is by Boom Studios as well as DC. So it's kind of indie. This is the third issue. And the cover is the, I do like to talk about the covers. It's the cool. This one's cool. So it's Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, Green Lantern, Flash fighting the Megazord, and it's kind of fighting the Megazord. It's like a really cool cover. And I'm like, that's something I'm seeing, the Megazord and the Power Rangers fight. It's like, oh, it's just really cool that this is a thing. And DC's been killing with the crossovers. The Green Lantern and Starcraft book, the Green Lantern Planet of the Apes, Justice League and Mighty One Power Rangers, Batman, the animated series, and Team Ninja Turtles, and the regular Batman and Team Ninja Turtles crossover comic. They've been killing it with these crossovers, and I've been really enjoying it. So yeah, let's crack this bad boy open. We start off with, from the last issue, the Rangers are fighting a giant monster. Not the Rangers. Superman is fighting a giant monster in Egypt because there's monsters all over the world, and the Rangers are going to help them fight, and they break off into teams. They're going to break off into teams, and it's like, we don't have time to argue, Batman. We need the help, because, Batman, he's Batman. He doesn't, oh, you guys, I don't trust you, and all this da-da-da, I'm Batman, kind of stuff, and I'm like, yeah, we don't have time to argue. We need to stop these guys. And what's cool is with the other characters, because, okay, we have the Justice League, but then we get to see Shazam, really cool. Aquaman and his wife Mara, how you say it, Beast Boy and Starfire, and Green Arrow and Black Canary. So we get to see all these other characters too. I wasn't sure. Like, I could see Aquaman maybe being in it, because he's kind of like, I guess, a Justice League character. Shazam, maybe. It's cool to see all these other characters too in it, so we get to experience more of the DC universe, and we get to see. And I'm getting ready to fight. And then we see also Supergirl and Hawkgirl are there, and also Kid Flash and Batgirl, and the Green Lantern, the new one, Jessica Drew. Not Simon Bass, the other one, Jessica Drew is her name. I see them, and see the Mastodon to come out. And this is in Melbourne, Australia, and they're fighting that one. The Black Ranger and the Batman are helping fight that one. And also Beast Boy's there too, so that's really cool. And then Tokyo, Japan, we have the Pink Ranger with Jon Stewart and Wonder Woman, which is really cool. And they also have Black Canary and Green Arrow and Nightwing there. Like, look at all these cool characters. And also, I'm sorry. In Tokyo, we have Wonder Woman and the Pink Ranger. Jon Stewart is with Green Arrow, Nightwing, Black Canary, and Tommy in Buenos Aires, Argentina. And then we see in Seattle, USA, we have Starfire, the Blue Ranger, Billy, Shazam, and Cyborg. And then in Dublin, Ireland, we see Aquaman, his wife, Flash, and the Yellow Ranger. And it was cool. And then we see Superman is with the Red Ranger, so it's all really cool. And we see the Red Ranger gets hit on the top of the Dragon Zord. The Red Ranger's T-Rex Zord gets hit on the top of the head and stuff. And we see that there's a creature on top of it, and it's going in and it's hitting all the Ranger's Zords, because it's somebody who is a minion, is a thing that Brainiac made that can control the Zords. So it's actually going in and gonna control the Zords and try to do stuff. And then basically, you see a power, it gets a power coin and everything is weird. They take the power coins and basically and they all have to stop this, and they try to figure out what's going on. They feel like the Zord, Brainiac is taking control. Get the Power Rangers out of their vehicles. Brainiac is taking control. And so Pink Ranger Zord, like staring down at Wonder Woman, like it's a really cool shot. I'm like, this book is so cool. The idea of this, and they get everybody out, get all the Rangers out, and that's really cool. So Jackson and everybody gets out, and this is just so cool. And then, like, that's not good. Because the Zords can transform into a giant robot monster. And this is not good. And then they figure out what they need to do. So it was like, oh, wait a minute. We need to go back to with Zed. It's probably working with Zed. So they go to this Switzerland. These Shane facility. What's it called? The CERN? Green facility? Green. I'm not saying it right, but this facility has all these superheroes. We need a favor. It's like, yeah, whatever. You got superheroes. I understand, but the fate of another award, their award, depends on this. It's like, yeah, well, give it back when we're done. Promise. That's what the Flash says. And I know my DC Comics, that's not gonna happen. They're probably gonna get destroyed somehow or something. But they get it to work, and so they go to their list, because we see in the first issue that their award is like Angel Grove. Looks like it's gone. It looks like it's been destroyed. But since I found out Brainiac is in this, I don't know if you find out in the first or second issue. The part of me is it was just put in a bottle, and the whole city was put in a bottle and taken away. I'm like, that really seems like something a Power Ranger villain has. Has the Power Ranger villain done that? There was one in the early issues. Funny enough, I've been watching Power Rangers, and in the early issues, there is a guy who like has treasures, and he opens the bottle and sucks stuff into it. So basically, kind of similar. So yeah. And this ends with next Heroes vs. Monsters, and it shows the cover for the next issue. It shows, it's kind of like where it has that line down the middle, and it has half of it is Brainiac, and the other half is Zed with a bunch of putties on the front. It's really, really cool. I like it. I'm excited to read issue number, was it 4? 4, yeah. So this is only 6 issues, so we're already halfway through the book. I'm really excited. Issue 4 has not come out yet. Didn't come out last month, so that kind of sucked, because I was really excited to read this book. But I'm glad I didn't, because when it comes to money wise, I might not have been able to get it anyway if it did come out. So I would have to not get something that week. But in the end, that's the end of this episode of All New Different rebirthcast. Talked about 5 awesome comics, 6 if you count the Into the Battle. I didn't go into the story of it or anything, because I just wanted to just mention I got it and not really go into it like I do the other ones, because it's not one I care for that much. I did read it, but it wasn't bad. But I'm like, I don't care. I'm not going to talk about it on the podcast. Just going to say I got it. So that's it for this episode of the All New All Different rebirthcast. I'm talking my nose with little stuffy. I don't know if you could hear any of that in some way. You might have. I don't know why. I don't know if it's the weather or something. My nose is getting a little stuffy. So, I don't know. But yeah, that's it for this episode. Hope you guys enjoy. Go to the local comic book store, read comics, and just help out. And the local comic stores, go check out. Read some cool comics if you like comics. Go check them out. And you can always stay epic, guys. And I'll see you on the next episode of the All New Different rebirthcast. See you next time. Bye, guys.